the Akrapovic Carbon exhaust for the Yamaha MT-07. Bird shit. I mean, let's get it. Alright, before we jump into it, I'll put in a clip of the MT-07 stock exhaust, just as a comparison. Alright, so now that you heard the stock exhaust, let's go ahead and compare that to a cold start. Much louder, much louder. God, this bike sounds so good. I love the way the CP2 engine sounds. It's amazing. Alright, let's jump on the road and go over this beast of an exhaust. First, it sounds absolutely amazing when you do a wheelie. I love the sound of this bike when you do a clutch up. It's just so addicting. I could just spend hours doing it. So yeah, first we'll talk about the sound of the exhaust. Like I've said, I think it sounds amazing, but with this CP2 engine, there's so many different options for it, and honestly, it's kind of hard to go wrong. It sounds good with almost anything. But sound is really subjective. Oh, I think that bird just shit on me. God damn it. But sound is really subjective. It's really hard to tell what this bike sounds like on YouTube. I thought it was going to be a lot louder, but it's actually not that bad. I mean, it is pretty loud, but it's not as loud as like a V-twin Harley with open pipes. I think this sounds absolutely phenomenal. Alright, next let's talk about price. I got this exhaust about 6 months ago from sportbiketrackgear.com, and at the time I want to say it was somewhere around $800 to $900 including shipping and taxes, which isn't bad. The titanium Akrapovic exhaust, I think, was about $1,000 more. I'm sorry, not $1,000 more, about $100 to $200 more. But I just didn't like the look of the muffler on the underside. I like the way this carbon looked better. So not bad. Of course, so the price is a little expensive for most people. There are some more affordable options out there that sound just as good. God, I love those downshifts. And it sounds amazing under a bridge. Absolutely amazing. Let's talk about installation. Installation was, I wouldn't say super simple, but if you know your way around some hand tools, you should have no problem with it. What I did the day before I got my exhaust, I actually took my stock exhaust off and got it ready. And when this exhaust came in, it didn't take very long to get it installed. Some people did complain about the fitment between the muffler and the frame, but I think as long as you keep everything somewhat loose and make sure the fitment is good before you tighten anything down, you shouldn't have any problems. Also, buy a bag of exhaust gaskets, really inexpensive, and save yourself any trouble or any hassle of any potential exhaust leaks, and just get new ones. Alright, let's talk about quality really quick. Everything, all the components that were shipped were really good quality. The only thing that I noticed, the clamp that actually holds the muffler onto the bike is starting to get a little discolored, and I'm assuming it's from the heat. Other than that, everything looks really good. Everything was built really nice, fit really good. No complaints. One thing I forgot to mention regarding the sound was the baffle. I didn't install the exhaust with the baffle in. I took it out. There's a rubber grommet you take out, take the set screw out, and the baffle comes right out. I took it out immediately. I like loud exhaust, so if you're a little worried about the sound levels, I would leave it in and try it first before you take the baffle out. But it's not bad in my opinion. One thing you will have to keep in mind, if you're used to riding around on the stock exhaust, ripping through your town, it's really easy to rip through your town with a stock exhaust because you're not making that much noise. It's not very noticeable. But once you get in an aftermarket exhaust, people are going to notice, and not all attention is good attention. So just keep that in mind. Another thing that I recommend, if you are going to put a full exhaust on this bike, I recommend you get your ECU flashed to make sure your air-fuel ratios are in good shape. So final thoughts, I absolutely love this exhaust. It is a little expensive, but riding it through town, I can't stop smiling. It's so fun. It just changes the way this bike feels and handles compared to the stock exhaust. If I had to do it all over again, I would buy it 100%. Alright guys, and that was my quick review of the Akrapovic Carbon exhaust. It's a solid exhaust. You can't go wrong if you decide to buy it. I think you would thoroughly be happy.